Well, pray to all the gods of modular that my computer holds out today. I think I need to address this problem way sooner than I expected, because it's already locked up on me 3 times, but it has been running for about 30 minutes without an issue. So while I was installing modules, I was like, okay, let's try to fix this thing first and see if it works and stuff. So I tightened a couple of things. At some point, the graphics card I know was like vaguely loose. A friend of mine that was looking at it had said. So I did that, and I just kind of moved things around, cleaned a couple of things off. It seems to be holding on. So let's hope. So yeah, we got new toys. And let me tell you. So Earthquaker devices, right? So here's how this all went down, right? I signed up for like a pre-order at KnobCon this year, right? So they sent me an email and they were like, "Hey, this thing's just about out. So reply to this email with your PayPal address and we'll send you an invoice and this and that." And I'm thinking, that's weird. It's a weird way to do the business because I've never experienced that before. Long story short, it worked great. But like there was this little part of me that was like, is this a scam? I didn't think this thing was even like ready yet. I thought it was still being prototyped, all this kind of thing, you know? So like they finally sent me an invoice. I believe it was Tuesday this week, right? So, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, however you want to call it, right? And I responded and paid and did the thing, and then they were like, "Okay, here's your FedEx tracking." And FedEx was like, "Oh, it should be there Friday." I'm like, "What? No way. Because like on Wednesday, it was like label created. Hadn't even left, right? Here it is. So this is the Earthquaker Devices Wave Transformer, right? It's essentially a complex oscillator with potentially internal FM or external FM or whatever. So it is capable of quite a bit of cool shit. It's also only 20 HP instead of the CSL, which was 26. So moving a couple of things, and I moved this noise generator thing down, and then I popped in an STG Sound Labs .vco, which is like one of my favorite analog oscillators. It's just fantastic. I could grab the even VCO. I could grab a Doepfer. I've got a couple of Doepfers, but I just like this oscillator. So, and then right next to it is the stereo SEM filter from Bubble Sound. That's interesting. Number one, it's got a ton of outputs. It's got left and right outputs for high pass, low pass, band pass, all the passes, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different outputs, it looks like. What are the other ones? I don't even know. Okay, so left NP, and I assume that's like no pass, so like it's full range signal. Yeah, so band pass, high pass, and so on. But then here's the weird thing, right? The low pass and the high pass balance are a knob. So essentially, if you wanted to like sweep between those, you would have to. So if I sweep to the high pass, it's still a low pass. So in other words, the circuit, has like outputs on the circuit. Like if you take this trace, then that's the high pass. If you take this trace, it's the low pass. Hey Simon, hey, dude, I don't know how to say your name. I guess. I always want to say it backwards. Shekapong. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So interesting architecture on this boy. It has it does overdrive. It has a gain, which I love. Thank goodness for that, because gain on a filter is beautiful. I also thought it was going to be 8 HP, but it's 10. Okay. So that's not a major deal because, like I said, I got all these little 4 HP modules up here, so I just moved one of them down, and to be honest, it's probably a better place for it anyways. So I need to get like a 2 HP blank because I'm not going to fill that with anything. I'm just going to leave it blank. I think I have one somewhere. I just have to find it. So, but yeah, it's. Now, right now, what you're also hearing is the wave transformer. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up, right? I'm going to take out the envelope on the filter. And then I'm going to pull this LFO. Okay. So right now, we're just hearing the raw wave transformer going through the SEM filter, right? So we can crank the gain. So that's fine and dandy. It's nice and smooth. Gain's all the way up, by the way. Now, if I start adding resonance... Oh, yeah. If we go all the way up... That's kind of nasty. So it's interesting. It doesn't seem like it self-resonates. I am not 100% familiar with the SEM filter, right? That's an Oberheim. It's a filter on a chip, basically, right? So I think it's a 12, either a 12 or an 18 dB filter. You know, I guess one could look it up and be a smart person because Google... And I don't even know. I'm just going to put in SEM filter Eurorack. Yeah, so like the Dope for One is a 12 dB filter. I don't think the Zagreb is a SEM filter. That's a ladder filter, as is the Popple. So Google, you so crazy. Don't be a doof. The SEM filter is smooth and based on the Oberheim filter. Thank you. Yeah, so it's a 12 dB filter. And I don't believe it self-resonates, right? So, hey, Lemon. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Always like a good sub, you know? A good... Dude, my buddy had this sub. It was from Sue Research, HSU, right? This is a $4,000 sub, and it was basically the size of a large mini fridge. Okay. Built-in amps, I don't know, a couple thousand watts or something. It was insanity. But the thing was only good for like 30 hertz and below. That's what it was designed for. It was like a sub for your sub. So you put like a 10-inch sub for most of your bass work, and then you have this thing. And like, man, we would like watch movies, and like stuff would just hit you in the chest. Like, it was so damn cool. And yeah, I was like, dude, I'm pretty jelly of that. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, look that up. Sue Research, HSU is the guy's name that builds these and stuff. So yeah, anyways, so that's the filter, and you know, that pretty much covers the filter. It's got some nice little features, and it is stereo. It does have an offset for the frequency. Right? So the other thing that it has that I found really interesting is it does mirror the inputs, right? So I have a stereo outgoing to it, but I only have a mono source going in, right? So if I put it in the right side, it's only the right side. If I put it in just the left side, it's mono center, which is really cool because stereo filters sometimes just don't do that. They're like, no, we're stereo. Eat it, buddy. So you get a mono signal in one side of your head, that kind of thing, right? This doesn't, so that's a great design point. The other thing it does have is it seems to me like, okay, like the Popple, great example. It's got two inputs, It's got a frequency sort of adjustment for each side and a master. But see, this one for each side is actually the CV level. Okay. So it's got a cutoff input, but it's also got an FM for each side. And they are independent. You can't plug up like an envelope into one side and have it work for both. No, it just works for that one only. Okay, which is sometimes frustrating because it'd be nice to just give it one signal, right? This actually does, like, here, frequency CV. All right. And then I'm going to take the sawtooth out also. Actually, let's take the rectangle wave out. All right, so it sounds almost like we have panning going on. But I have a feeling, oh no, sorry, it's because the pulse width was turned down. So there. Okay, like there's our whole signal, right? So now if I do give it an envelope, I gotta make sure it's in the right place here. So you can hear it's doing that to both sides. Right, and we can adjust it a little bit because I'm sure the transformed wave is probably stronger than the basic square wave. I think. Oh, maybe it's not. No, it is. There it is. So yeah, see, so it's mirroring the CV in also, but you do have a second one on that side. So cool, man. Like that's great thinking. That's awesome. Has resonance CV and one frequency input for each side. So there's no master like cutoff control or frequency input for both. That's something that the Popple does have, which is nice. But again, Popple's a different beast, right? The Popple is a 24 dB ladder filter, right? So it says like a stereo Moog filter, basically. Sounds amazing. But, oh yeah, we need to LFO that puppy. Pulse width. All of the CV inputs here have attenuverters, which I appreciate greatly. So if we just put that in the center, and then just give it a good healthy amount. Now it does go all the way to completely cutting it off. So you narrow the pulse width all the way down until it just completely just poof, just disappears. So your wave stops, right? So that's what pulse width is. It's like you imagine a square wave and the center part only is staying independent or is moving, right? The wavelength is the frequency. So if the wavelength stays the same, right? So yeah, it does that. It has a soft sync and hard sync, which is nice. And then the giant transform knob. All right, so here, let me. Is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. Okay, so if you listen to this, this is. Attenuator just brings it down. An attenuverter, you can bring it down and then keep bringing it down so that it inverts. Right, so essentially you're turning it, instead of going to 0 volts for the max, it goes down to negative volts. Right, which is very, very useful. You know, let's say you want one LFO and you want it to do two different things to two different devices. Like you could take an attenuated signal into one and an attenuverted signal to the other. So when one of them's up, the other one's down, and then vice versa. And put it then in a VCA, and now you have an auto fade thing that's going down. All right, attenuverted envelopes. You can do send the same trigger that you're sending to your kick drum. Send it to an envelope. Take the inverted out to a VCA for your stereo mix, and now you have a side chain for your kick drum. Right, easy stuff like that. Right. So like my, sorry, excuse me. So my Zork's strip here, this distribution strip, which is like 4 inputs and then each input has 4 outputs, but each output has an attenuverter. And it also sends an offset voltage. An offset voltage is just a bare, basic DC voltage, 0 to 5 volts. So if you crank it all the way up, it's just putting out 5 volts, right? If we put that into the oscillator, right, and then we can just turn up the level. Not the level, but the frequency, or down. Right? So that's what it does. And, I've used that as that's basically what a precision adder does. It adds a certain voltage. So if you wanted to go up a fifth, that's exactly 1/2 of a volt. Right? So it's precision, right? And you're just adding 1/2 of a volt to whatever's there, right? You can't really use an amplifier for that because amplifiers have response curves, and even if it's absolutely perfectly linear, that should probably work. But like sometimes they aren't, and if you add a certain voltage, it's not going to stay the same over the entire range of what you're giving it. So it's a little bit more sensitive than just like an attenuverter or a volt, just like one of these. All right. Anyways, so here's what happens when we turn the transform knob here. Put a little reverb on it too. So it's kind of like somewhere between a sine and a triangle. It's like a more sharply peaked sine wave. But as we turn this, it's starting to round to a point, right? Now it's more like this kind of a shape. Okay, you can hear the high overtones come in as we keep turning it. Now we have a sub coming in. And we can turn that off, or we can switch it to -2 octaves. Which you can hear in there. Or -1. It's got a sub source, so you can route in an external sub also if you wanted. But hear what's happening. So we're getting more of that sub, and we're getting a blend between the two. Dude, I got everything installed. So now we're wave folding, right? So again, this is where we started with the transform knob. All right. Now, my only thing, I guess I was expecting, okay, here's the sawtooth, right? If I turn the transform, nothing happens. Right? It stays exactly the same. So the transform only works on the complex wave output, but this is really cool. It's got a sub-pulse output. And of course, when you have that, then you need to put in your pulse width. That's the sub pulse, and it sounds like it's kind of exactly this. Oh, wait, maybe it was working. No, I don't think it's doing anything. But if we took the output from the regular pulse or what they call a rectangle wave. All right, so that's what this is. Now you can hear the pulse width changing. Okay, too much, honestly, because it goes so far that the wave itself just disappears. Alright, but again, transform doesn't do anything. Alright, and then there's a sub-square. Same thing, no transform. What I think is interesting is I can hear 2 octaves in there. Unless that's just a super, super big overtone, which could very well be. Square waves have a big peak at odd harmonics, so first and third and fifth and so on. First harmonic is the octave up, so it makes sense that that sounds like 2 octaves right there. Acid? I don't think so. But it'll clip. And then when you turn the gain down, you get that silky smooth. Yeah, but you know, SEM filters, they're not known for their extreme. We crank up the gain. So whatever the preamp is in this, it's doing interesting stuff. Doing like saturation and stuff and not just clipping. But it sounds beautiful. That's the thing. You know, it's not a filter that I would use for every single thing necessarily. But you could certainly use it for a lot of stuff. I mean, you can use anything for anything. Doesn't matter to me. So, anyways, yeah. So this is the wave transformer, and I need to tune. So before I actually get into full-on patching and everything, let me depatch and let me tune really quick. Like I said, it was a little bit of a rude shock because I had planned for an 8 HP module, and it's not. So the VCO next to it is 8 HP. And I don't know if I probably just looked up the wrong thing. I mean, I do that. You know, I've said it a million times that I am an idiot for many things. As we all are, as we all should with great humility admit, we are all idiots. Have pity on us crude tool-using primates. Cosmic forces of doom and destruction. Thank you. Anyways, so let's, here's the thing. What's a good tuning reference module? I'm thinking it's the warp core, because the warp core is digital, and it's like always in tune. And then it sounds like that. That'll work. Okay, so if I just have that going, what I really want to do is just tune like one oscillator, and then I can break everything else off of that. And this one's already in tune, so... Oh, lordy! So forgive me. I would rather tune by ear than use a tuner. It's just as fast. Yeah, man, I need to update my ensemble oscillator. Because they added a fine tune in the next version. And I've been bitching about that for so long. And the solution was literally right in front of me. I think that's going to be our bass part tonight. Oh yeah. Nope, it's not. It's got a built-in drift generator, so you can be like, here's the drift rate all the way up. Yeah, I did, Simon. So it's a little bit of drift there. But I do like a little tiny bit sometimes. It's kind of nice. Anyways, yeah. It's weird. Suddenly Dude, I came in and Beard Stank, my drummer buddy, was using the studio. And holy shit, the headphone levels were turned up so goddamn high. I'm like, are you even using this on your ears, or are you just like using my nice headphones as speakers like some sort of schlub? Like, what is happening here? Because it's, I swear to God, and it fed back the microphone as soon as I turned it on, and I was like, ah! Good times. All right, we're tuned. We're doing the thing. We need a key. We need a tempo. And I'm thinking going a little on the faster side tonight. Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, I got that all figured out. You know, it took a little bit of trial and error, honestly, because the manual is just, it's a little bit arcane, you know. It's well, a little hard to understand there how like the phraseology and stuff like that. So, yeah. But yeah, I did get it figured out. So, and to be honest, I don't even know if I like it. Because, you know, I'd almost rather just have stereo outs, you know. But then you have individual control over happy little percussion sounds and stuff. So that's going to be our first job, is getting drums going here. What do we have? You call yourself a kick drum? I need the autofill also. Where did my autofill cable go? Oh, there you are. I'm like, I know I just stuffed it down here, kept it hooked up and stuff. So this goes up to, yeah, letter 6. Oh God, we're spazzing. We're spazzing. We gotta set a chain up. Chain. Slow 4 measure, low, slow 2 measure. That's 6, 7.5. Quarter no random, chain. Okay, I've saved us all. All right. Yeah, this is not a good kick drum sound for this. It's not horrible. That's the one. Maybe. What's weird is you can't change the decay length of the clap, right? You got a filter, and you got resonance that doesn't scale. Any more new ones? No, man, I haven't even thought that far ahead. I need to get a new computer, like ASAP. So that's going to be my next big mission. So it's going to be a while before I do anything more. I'll tell you this much: the wave transformer was a bargain. It was under $200, or like a hair over with like shipping and crap, right? So like, dang man, that's awesome. Go Earthquaker, and then they sent me a little bag of coffee beans. Almost everybody sends candy now. No, they're like, fuck that. You guys need coffee here, and I was very happy. I just thought that was ace job all around from Earthquaker Devices. I'm super happy with all my experience from them. No complaints whatsoever. Build quality is fantastic. It looks good. I'll tell you what. Here. I got a little secret. I got a secret here. Okay, I'm going to show you. And I'm kind of regretting it, to be honest. But they also offered me an Afterneath module for like $179, and I'm fucking kicking myself that I didn't say yes. But I was like, I can't. I gotta buy a computer. Maybe if I send them an email and make nicey nice, they'll be like, yeah, we'll offer that to you in like 3 months after you've blown your giant wad on a new PC, or maybe 2, because I wanted to get a second one for behind me. But basically, I either need to get a new, probably just a cheap graphics card for this thing. It doesn't have to be spectacular. Maybe that would actually fix the problem, because I feel like it's a display problem. And this is an R290, so it's 4 or 5 years old. AMD card could be the problem, right? Could very well be the problem. I hate to start throwing parts at an old CPU, though. That's the thing. But $50 might be a good solution. So that's my first step. Next step is going to be to get a new computer and start setting all of this stuff up in my back corner, back behind me, and then have the roads right there and accessible and usable. And hell, at that point, I might as well hook up the Korg Lambda too, because that thing on top of the roads looks amazing, and it plays nice. So yeah, so that's my plans. That's future plans. Do we like claps or do we want snare? I don't know. I mean, I like claps. I love claps. Don't get me wrong. But I guess I'm aiming more at a Goa trance vibe tonight. Yeah, I guess we'll go with claps. Or a shaker. Yeah, that's a good point, Jason. Yeah. Hats. Hats for bats. Who's got a nice sizzly one? Need a sizzly one. That's pretty good. That's got good attack. Now then, the question is... Yes! Now we got opens. Happy day. This is the probabilistic generator. By the way, did you see that new ADAC module? It's like wave physics. It's like buoys on the ocean simulating voltages, so it gives you 4 like vaguely related output voltages that swirl and stuff. Those guys are friggin' crazy, man. I love them. Like, they've got that marble physics module. My only thing is I started kind of really comparing, and their stuff it's not cheap. I can see why people buy maths. Yes, the stochastic function generator is 4 times as many. Oh, it doesn't even have clock sync? Oh, dude, then $300 is way too much. Because then you're looking at a sloths. Like, yeah, it just got released or announced, I think, today. Today or yesterday, I forget. I don't know if I like this as much. Let's swap the pattern out a little bit. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? That's basically giving out a gate. I am going to run that into the Zork strip. And I'm going to turn the gate level down so I can turn my decay up just a little bit more. Right? Oh, do we have a shorty? We must have a shorty. I don't care what color it is at this point. It needs to be a shorty. So we'll run a little CV action in there now. Oh, dude, yeah. You know, I kept hearing Omri Cohen talk about those modules in VCV Rack, like constantly. Like he's always the volt this and the volt that, and little did I realize that they actually make physical modules of those things now, and that they're digital. So like the Freak is like what it's like the Morpheus or the supercritical neutron. It's a modeling filter, and that's exciting. That's really, really cool. Because the two that I have are both expensive as fuck, but they sound amazing. Like they're both incredible, right? So what do we got in the fourth part here? That's my question. Is there even a fourth part being? No, nobody's even doing anything about the fourth part. What's going on? Okay. We need another probabilistic channel going down. That means we're going to fuck up our kick drum, or our hi-hats. Damnation. Is that just quarter notes? Yes. Not acceptable. That's cool. Oh, of course I do. You kidding me? Well, that's why I was kind of regretting not getting that afterneath. Is that, I haven't listened to it much. That's the thing. Like, I needed to make a decision because I wanted that thing by today. Right? I'm like, if they're going to do it, let's just jump on it and get it done. I didn't have time to, like, watch videos and, like, choose. So I wonder how good the afterneath is because, I mean, I've got the Avalanche Run Earthquaker Devices pedal, and it's fantastic. It's a delay reverb combo. It's amazing. It lives on the roads. Let's think here. What kind of sound do we want going down with this guy? So many options. Wait, what's that little bink? Dog. There. That might sound cool. Okay, let's also choose a better reverb for this. I don't know, maybe not. I like that, actually. And then we can tune it to whatever pitch I decide to go in. I think that's like a G right there. That's cool. Oh, I also got a cool thing. So I finally got my video synth updated. All right, and not updated. I had to swap it out because it seemed like my Ethernet port on the device itself was not working. Right, so he swapped it out, sent me a new one with an RMA or a built-in label and everything. So that was great. Also, amazing customer service. But the other thing was, I was having weird problems with it just randomly shutting off. right? Like right after I turned it on, it would just shut off. And I've got this little nebula projector. And so I think something with a handshake between those two was basically making this shut off. But he was like, that sounds like a power problem. And I'm like, I'm using the same transformer that came with it. And it just plugs into USB-C, right? So I got a hardcore Anchor battery bank USB power supply thing. So it's a charger. It's got 3 ports, 2 USB-C ports, and a regular USB port. And it's got like a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. So you pull the thing out and you slide the plug back into the body or whatever, and now you just have a battery bank. So I can run the video setup, projector, and device from battery and make it completely portable. Which is fucking awesome. All right, drums, that works. And I dig that this. That's cool. That's really, really, really cool. What key are we going to be in? Ooh, what key is that? I don't know. What key is that? Let's use TE Tuner and figure it out because it's the first thing that popped into mind. Ah! Yeah, I thought so. It's a pretty sharp E. Yeah, well, hopefully Knobcon would supply their own visuals, depending on where I'm at. Imagine this, though. Imagine large paper objects with tiny projectors in them. Like just weird shapes, like cones, like big like crystals or cones or boxes or whatever. And then you project the stuff in from the inside. And like you just see swirling weird pictures on the inside of this weird object that's just in a room somewhere. I always wanted to try that just for like a cool effect. I used to have this little tiny projector. It was like this big. And I couldn't get it to work with anything. It was a cheapwish.com purchase. What a shocker. So yeah, I gave that dream up. But the Nebula is about the size of like, it's a little smaller than like a Foster's can. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, let's see here. So we are in E. We are going to be in the key of E. So let's set the. Okay, but here's the thing. I actually want this to be in the key of A harmonic minor, because we're going to do the 5th mode of harmonic minor, i.e. the Phrygian dominant scale. So let's set up a bass line here. Control length 16. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. How about like D E? Yeah, like D E F E. That'd be cool. All right. This is how I write my sequences. All right. Yeah, there you go. Stick it down my pants during performance. Is that a projector in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me? It's a projector in my pants, and it's burning my genitals. Who gonna be bass? Oh, I was. Let's do the wave transformer for the bass, because you know, it's cool, bro. Will it reach with just a long cable? I bet it won't. It's gonna be an asshole. Oh, no. Oh God, look at that. Is that too long? Nah, yeah. Let's do a long yellow guy over the top. Schwa! All right, long yellow guy over the top. I have a totally random question for y'all, chat folks. Have you ever seen Dear Evan Hansen? I watched it last night, and I'm vaguely familiar with the musical. I've played in a lot of musicals. Like, that's been my kind of standard thing for decades now. Doing side gigs, playing for musicals and stuff. So, um, I enjoy them. They're fine. It's usually pays pretty well too, which is nice. Especially if you're like getting, essentially like a union scale. So depending on where you're at and stuff. Um, but yeah, man, I watched the movie version last night, and it was just excellent. It just hits you in the feels, man, and it's like been occupying my brain all day. And I'm like, does that mean I need to watch it again, or does that mean I need to watch something equally hilariously powerful, but maybe just comedy to wash it out? It's kind of dark. It's a pretty dark, sad story, and man, yeah, gets you in the feelies, man. And then Amazon plays commercials during it, so you're like, oh, the feelies. Oh, I'm not crying. You're crying. Hey, it's time for Prudential Insurance or whatever. Or, with the emu, they kept playing those ads. All right, we need to run our gate somewhere useful. I do think, by the way, that my next purchase, once I get able to do that, is going to probably be a Clavis Quadigy, and I'm going to sub out the dual ADSR for a Quadigy, which basically, yeah, that's the one. That's the one, man. Like everybody knows it, because at this point, everyone wants to murder everyone involved. Maybe not that extreme, but maybe no. Okay. What kind of filter should we use with this? It's right there, so maybe the 860 would be perfect for this. Mono bass is peachy. So here's the cool thing, right? We've got a separate sub out, so we'll run the sub square, -1, and then we'll just do a saw. And then we'll see if we have to transpose the sequence and stuff like that, or not. Yellow for bass today. Which makes sense, because bass is usually one of the simpler patches, and I have already used a ton of cables, at least the shorties. There's no sound. Would help to hook up the envelope. How come the envelope's not working? Yes, it is. There's the sub just taking over and distorting the input. Okay, I would like a little bit of sub in there. It's just super taking over. It's not where you think it is. It sounds like. That's where the beat's at. Oh, I know what it is. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's put in some chance operations here. Chance type. Let's put this up 7, so it hits the 5th So instead of boom, bum, bum, it'll be like boom, bum, bum. And then we'll do that like every even bar, but only like 10% probability. There. Okay. That's yeah, happy times with that. Let's do that on something else too. How about on like 5? Same thing. Even bars. What type? What note is it playing? It is playing an E3. Perfect. E3. So we can go up to the 7th. So 10 half steps up. Seems appropriate. And then chance. Give it a little delay. Come on, do it. Do it. There it is. Yeah, the chance operations on the Vector are really, really cool. Okay. Cool. Cool, bro. Cool, broski. There's our bass. Let's keep it there, and that's a good jam. By the way, I had a really interesting idea the other night, you know, when I was trying to sleep, which is when all of my ideas come, which is why I can't get to sleep. It's really annoying. Supermassive, right? Put some like huge pad thing through it, but then run like a bandpass filter on the output and like sweep that and just be like ultra phaser, just like I think that would sound super, super awesome. And I want to try it. I haven't had a chance yet. Yeah, my LED rope lights around the outside of the room here, they all like fell down. They fall down almost every time I come in. They're like hanging off the wall. Very, very sad. The walls here are plaster, and I'm very reluctant to drill into them. Especially since the people next door had no qualms about doing that and cracking giant chunks of plaster out all over the floor in my studio. Thanks, guys. Good job. But the ambient lighting in here, you can see around me, is pretty dark. So maybe the best thing to do is to actually turn this down. Yeah, that actually looks better. And I can always use my insane flashlight. Okay, so we need some leads. We need subharm. I mean, I already got it hooked up. It'd be easy to rig something up really quickly here. In fact, is it already? Yeah, it's actually already hooked and ready to go here. C, E. So there's our E's. That's saucy. this is a perfect example of when I'm going to use an inverted output. I'm going to set up a quick chain on the Maestro, and it's going to be the simplest thing possible. It's going to be an 8 measure slope up and an 8 measure slope down chain. And then I think channel 2 will just go like slow 8 measure rise fall, and we'll just put that in one of the Zork's traces here. So we got the long guy here. We'll go in the purple trace with him. All right. And then we've got a negative vibe going to the filter. No, we're going straight Goa trance here, boys. And potential girls who may be in the audience also, but I doubt it. If you're here, speak up. I think I mentioned that to you, Jason, didn't I, at NobCon? I saw way more women there than I had ever before, and it kind of felt pretty good. Like, I want to hear more voices. Like, there's too many shaved head, bald guys with goatees walking around that place. You know? Like, let's hear some interesting new music, some interesting techniques. Like, if you ever watch, like, Sarah Bell Reed, her videos and stuff, her series that she does, really, really, really cool. Cool shit. She uses a trumpet and stuff sometimes to process it through her modular. It's like, it's awesome, man. This is gorgeous. Okay. One thing I want to test out a little bit is my delay also. I need to get that synced. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Surrealist. Well, Jade Wee too. She does a lot of stuff with modular, but also with like SP 404s and stuff like that. She does a lot of live streams too. I'm always at work though. Don't like it. A little bit too much feedback there. That's pretty good. It's a little ping pong. It's not a ping pong delay. It's just a double tap delay. Quiet there. I want to do a noise part that's just like interestingly filtered noise going kind of berserk, and I might use the SIG for that. I think that's a good idea.
And a good idea is a good idea.
But how, you ask? I don't know yet, I say. We could just do it like super, super easy. Like, okay, let's see here. White noise generator. I moved it, so I'm like, where is it? I literally just moved it too. Like, it's okay. Anyways, should I use the popple? Could use the SEM. This actually would not be a terrible idea for the SEM. Because then we can get some interesting stereo interplay going down with this little part here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, brother? So then here's what we do, right? We're gonna go like CV out into the frequency here. Dang. Man, I swear to God, I'm like drinking. Hey, Paul Miller, what's happening, man? Yeah, I thought I recognized the image, maybe. I swear to God, I've been like sucking down water all day, nonstop, and I'm still like dehydrated. So any little vaping I'm doing, it's just like killing me. And I just need to drink more water. Okay, this is my only complaint on the SEM filter. If I have to have one, it's a little hard to read I can read the white ones, but the white ones are thicker. Like the labels on the knobs, the white ones are much, much thicker. So they're a little chonky, but they're a little easier to read because it's a better contrast. The black ones are so thin that it's a little bit hard to read. And, you know, I guess that it just sort of is what it is, right? Okay. So, wait a minute. No, this is dumb. We're going to go output into a VCA like so. I like asshole. And then this guy's going to go like here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. All right. So, oh yeah, that's why. I'm like, why isn't anything doing anything at all? Because you're an idiot. We've already discussed this. All right. So all I really need is like one note. But I don't want to do just one note. I want to do a bunch of notes. We'll just do all white keys, kind of like equal. Or maybe we'll put a curve in there. That might be cool. So that it kind of vaguely tends towards the higher and lower extremes. There. Now we change our octave. Okay, so that's the low pass. A little bit too reverby, huh? So yeah, we have a lot of control over sort of like where that... essentially working as a sample and hold right now. We turn up 8th note. Perfect. Okay, now we could also give it, let's give it some of that mod, yo. Let's do the red trace one. Oh, see, now it's working as mono because I'm trying to put a second CV source into it. Damn. Damn. Damnation. Let's see here. Is there a fix for that? Yes. All right. So I'm going to take the output of the... No, this is not what this is not the drive I'm looking for. This is the one I'm looking for. The pitch out, the CV out of the SIG, right? I'm gonna actually bring that, and if it reaches, that would be pretty a happy little thing there. That'd be sweet. Will it reach? If I just do a gray cable to the no, not quite, just barely too long, too short. All right, I'm going to bring this into the junction here, right? And then I want to have that modulation. That we can use a shorty guy. I'm going to have that 8-measure rise and fall modulation added to it. All right, and then I'm going to take the overall combination, because the junction is a cascading mixer and attenuverter, and it's friggin' sweet, and everybody needs one. I also like it random. That's really cool. So let's give it a little bit less of the swell. Now we could substitute a lot of stuff too. We could be like, here, let's use water instead. So now we have an actual sequence, a repeating sequence and stuff, which might actually be cooler, to be honest. I think that kind of would. So let's get even less of the swell. Oh wait, that's right, we can just do it through here. It sounds too tonal, right? It's a little bit too, like, weird pitch bendy sound with the swell in there. So this is going to be a lot of manual control, so we can have fun with that baby tonight. Yeah. And then we can be like, looped pattern. soften up the VCA a little bit so it lets a little bit leak through. Softens up those hard edges. How does it blend? Why, quite well, if I do say so. Alright, let's turn that down and we'll be back later. We'll be back to pick you up later with my Mr. Microphone and my crappy car. Okay. We need some mysterious voices. Because if there's going to be a Goa trance vibe, you need mysterious voices. It absolutely has to be in there. It's part of the mystique. So I'm going to go to the good old YouTubes here and see if I can find like a random woman talking while she's like high on acid. Yeah, I noticed DivKid had a wave transformer video up yesterday. That was kind of cool to watch. Because, like, now I know how to use it just by watching his video. I was like, super dope. And then I get the thing the next day, and I was like, fuck yeah. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Woman on LSD, 1960s. Hippie chick, LSD. Yeah.
You know, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and it'll spoil the whole thing for you, you know. But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
I'm going to slow it down.
We go for the more beautiful and sad.
50%.
Who are you?
Just me.
Who are you?
What kind of line do you want?
Don't answer. He won't answer me because you already know what the insight was. See, yes, you do. He won't answer me. He wants me to say it, damn it.
What kind of line do you want? Do you want me to go for the more beautiful and sad?
Who are you?
Just me.
Who are you?
What?
And there it is. And now we have our mysterious voices. Excellent. Okay, let's see here. Feedback is on infinite. Good. Peach Keen, that looks good. Let's bring that into something though, because here's the raw unfiltered output of the Triptastic looper. I think you're right. As soon as she said, "Who are you?" I was like, "Oh." I think it was part of a compilation of people, though. So this was like, it didn't show that I had ever played this video on there, but as soon as she said, "Who are you?" I was like, damn. Yeah. It's like it's a younger woman though. It's not. I've heard the Housewives on Acid one. In fact, it might be from the same one. Maybe that's exactly it. I used the Housewives on Acid and I got that part of her saying that last time I did this with the voices. That was like, well, not that long ago either. 3 weeks maybe. It's bad. Naughty. I would like to run this to the dual dagger. Maybe. I would actually like to get some input gain because I think it was a little quiet. Damn. means I need longer cables no matter what. Okay. So just suck it up and use longer cables. All right. I'm tapping on the glass, and I'm waving through the window. Damn it. Stuck in my head. I haven't had something like this stuck in my head this badly in a long, long time. You know what? I'm going to use the decisions. Now, let's just use the regular 4-pole here. I kind of wish I could, warp it into like a high pass, low pass swept thing, but I don't know if a program like that is on there. I don't want to spend like 10 minutes searching. I do need to sit down with this Morpheus filter and like find some more programs that are cool to use, because I kind of stick with the same few every time. No, they work fine. They're peachy. Left gain. Let's give it another 13 dB. That's weird. It's cool though. All right. No. Okay, let's see if there is like a... Where was it? In the 190s? Is that where the... Yeah. Okay, there's a 6-pole filter in here. And I have to turn up the input gain again. Yep, it's at -6. Okay. Okay. And then I'm thinking maybe we'll throw... We need some kind of modulation in that, Maybe the shorter swell, probably a good idea. Okay, how bright does it get? Versus... Oh, I never did put a cable in there. Durr. That's pretty good. All right, so that's voices to trigger. Cool. Okay. I want to get another part on the vector. So let's see here. Let's go. I think I'm going to make like a really kind of stereotypical almost like super saw lead kind of thing. Let's see. Oh no, we can do this much more efficiently than that. Okay, so if we were like, this is going to be 2 steps. So oh shit, how long is this gonna have to be? This is gonna be annoying. Beats. So 2, 2. Wait, this is 9, 10. So this is, let me think. Here, let's go back to the beginning. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the stuff. There it is. Okay, and we also need to turn on a gate for step 14. All right, now I got to go back into the ratchets, basically the repeats, so we can have like da 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 da. Yeah. So then da 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 da. There we go. All right, so I kind of want to do like a bendy chromatic-ish kind of thing. You know what I mean? Just like like that kind of thing with a shitload of echo, so that there's basically a place for a measure and then it stops for a measure. When you're limited to 16 steps, like you gotta make do, right? So run your vector like it's a metropolis. Everybody will be happy. Yeah, let's get a cable hooked up and let's get this part going here. Das chainsaw. Exactly. And pitch 2, boom, snos. Let's see here. Best filter for this is gonna be, I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe Ikari? Be kind of cool. Be kind of dope. It's got a lot of character. So these are all just like little effect parts, basically. Like that. This is C. Yep. All right, now the other thing is... Gate 2. We'll run it to a fairly long attack decay envelope, but with a good curve to it. Pretty sharp curve. And then we'll run that into the mod input of the filter. What the heck was that? That was weird. I don't like it. What's going on? Alright, what I want was dun 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 bum 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 3 4. Okay, I know what's going on. I don't want repeats. I want ratchets. Yeah. Bum 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 dun dun bum 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 bum. And then step length. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's try this. That's more like it. All right, now we got to go to pitch. Okay, this, I need to then go in and switch the scale of this thing to chromatic, basically. All right, so we can do that. We can have each sequence on a different scale. So bam 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 E5 C5 bam bam B4 and then like B flat 4 boom boom, so it just kind of dies away, right? So now we've got right 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Way higher. Let's transpose the whole thing up. There we go. All right, now glide. Oh, I know why. Okay. This is not going to work that well for that then. Okay, So I'm going to turn off glide then completely on the vector, and I'm just going to run that thing through a through my glide module, which is nice. ADAC, frequency compensated glide. So input output. There. Yes. Yup. Now let's distort the input. Let's throw a fast LFO into the stereo. Maybe a slower attack. Oh, wrong one. Yes. Okay, and then we'll give that guy a little bit of slow modulation as well. Just a tiny little touch of it. Where's the red trace that's open? Alright, let's do a combo here. I'm going to take that envelope output, and I'm going to send it to the VCA of the Ikari also, because we have that. We have that technology. Way more clean. I hope that doesn't get annoying. I think it's kind of cool. I think we should run it through maybe give it its own effect. Something. Alright. Leads. We need some melodicer goodness. And then probably a pad, and then I think we're good to go. Pad, I think I'll just make it easy. Like maybe one note kind of thing. Maybe run it a sequence from the vector. Just to like play melodic lines and just give it a C to chew on in the R bar. Which is fun. It's a good way to go. Works well. Mellotron strings, maybe? I don't know. Warp core. Brrk. I was thinking about throwing some arpeggios down and stuff too, but man, that stuff takes so damn long to wire up. But I do have the oscillators for it and the filters and stuff, and it wouldn't be that bad. Leads first. Leads first. Leads first. Leads first. Okay. Warp core into... I don't know. No idea what I'm doing. Send help, please. No, let's go warp core into stereo, I suppose. Maybe Zagreb. Maybe what we want to do is like soften this guy up a bit instead of like bringing out the harshness. You know, we can do both. We can have both. We can have our harshness and eat it too. In theory, but this guy's going to go into the Versio here. Which this one is the Melotus, I think. You think? Yeah, it is. Because it's like, it's either that or it's the Yester. And the Yester Versio is much more just like, kind of like, I don't want to say bare bones VCO, but basic, maybe? Or, not VCO, delay. Yeah. All right, what do we got cooking here? What's happening? Oh, you're spazzing out. That's what's happening. Settle down, buddy. It's okay. There's a way to tune this up even more octaves. I forget what it is, though. There it is. I found it the first try. Truly amazing. I do love the shimmer on this. Yo, dog. We heard you like delay, so we put delay with your delay, so you could delay your delay. Let's see here. Already using yellow for a bunch of stuff. All right, let's just go straight red here for a bit of paddly action. And then, I know I'm taking a lot of time to prep today because I think I kind of half-assed last week and feel a little annoyed. Last week was like okay, it wasn't horrible, but I think it could have been better. Let's just put it that way.
Mr. Artiste here is always self-criticizing. Yeah. Mr. Artsy Fartsy.
Okay, so now I need an input cable. Here's the input cable, and then we turn these up. And let's hope starting this doesn't make my computer explode in a blinding flash of nuclear fusion, killing us all. But if it does, then, you know, it's been fun. So I'm just basically going to find, like, it doesn't really matter. You can just give it a... In fact, do we even need to use this? No, it would be cool. It would be cool. Let's use like a sample. Let's use like a choir sample. Yes, leave more Eurorack screws on top of your controller so they fall in. What a good idea. I kind of want like natural, I think would be good. We can open the filter up a little too. Oh no, it's actually off. Never mind. Okay, let's make sure that this buffer is clear. And it wasn't. I hope playing the fifth in there doesn't screw up potential melodies and such. All right, so let's switch to part 3. Part 3. Not to do any chord changes or anything like that tonight. We're just gonna keep it super basic. Like, where's the full per octave? Here's the full per octave. Yeah. 8. Why are you in chromatic? Oh, you're not. E. Okay. What do I want this to do? Oh, I think the fifths are going to screw me up. Now that I think about it. I'm going to re-record that really quick. Because of the scale I'm using, the vector's going to do weird things, and sometimes those fifths are not going to work. Right? Case in point, E Phrygian dominant has a D natural. But if it plays a G sharp and it makes it a fourth below, it's going to make a D sharp on top of a D natural, and the world will explode in a blinding flash of nuclear fusion, killing us all. It just keeps happening, too. It's terrible, man. Can't believe it. Why do I keep hearing weird clanging noises? Little ding. Oh, that's the choir. All right, so what do I want this to do? Length is going to be, though, let's go like half notes. And then we're going to shut gate off on the last 3 steps. Let's make it 16 steps. And then let's go a different part on the second half, which will be cool because right. Hey, Bob. Yeah, man, I paid for snow removal this season and last season, wasn't really that worth it. But this year, oh, baby. Worth it. Whoa, what? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. This should be before. And then this should be. What? Why is it going? What? Why is it playing an F instead of a B? Is there a chance operation? Is there a subsequence? No. Yes. That's it. Chance operation. Let's make this a little jagged, maybe, huh? All right. Now, need to do a couple of things to this. Need to give it a little bit of movement. Let's just throw an oct LFO going down. bit of pitch variation. Which will equate to stereo spread. All right, and then the mod input for reverb. It's real. It's got that harsh mid-range going on. Maybe I don't need the overdrive at all. No, probably not. Seems like it's, you know, it is. It's saturated the input probably, so it's got that crunch going. All right, so that's going to be a little bit of a theme going there, which is cool. All right, one more lead, and then we're ready to rock and or roll. I'm trying to decide cable color, which is stupid. You know what? Let's make both of the leads purple. No, that's stupid. Pinks. Pinks? Yeah. I don't really have pinks. I have some. Yeah, everything is crowded and stuff, and I'm like, I've used all of my colors already on voices, so I guess we just well, there's no choice but to double it up, so no biggie. Blues. Blues for this lead. Because I still have some short blue cables, which is useful. That's nice. It's useful. It's cool. What are we doing on this guy? All right. You are gonna go to the motion meter, first of all, and then to the dual dagger. And I might just do just a basic frickin' sawtooth wave analog happy sounding thing here. I think it's not a terrible idea. Or, here's another idea. Let's take a saw and a square out. And then we'll run it stereo. Because we can. This is the super melodizer. I'm running it a half-speed clock so I can run it in 30-second notes. And then the pattern can be twice as long. Cool stereo presence going on there. Okay, there's our lead in right there, by the way. That's definitely our lead in. Meanwhile, subharmonicon is just down there. Classic. Classic subharm. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. I don't think I'm going to put arpeggio parts in there. Maybe one. What about just a single arpeggio part? Just a thing. Just a thing that's going... Like, how about that? What's wrong with that? All right. So then we can just run it triggers, which is nice. Let's like lock it into a pattern here. And I'm like, I almost never use the Bard Quartet anymore because everything is quantized. But you know, no reason not to. So we're gonna go into let's use Pixa for this. And into the little IntelliGel SVF because it's so wonderful. Never any modulation close. Never any modulation close. Never any modulation close. I feel like that just needs a freaking clock cycle to just to give it some. Can use a quadrax envelope for that. Actually, that'd be a good idea. Okay, FM in. Okay, that gets weird, and I don't like it. That's because of our ratio. That's better. Okay, so we got that part. We got this part. We got the voices. We got the funky white noise. White noise, voices, chainsaw honker thing, and the stuttery arpeggiator. Okay. I think we're ready to roll here. So let's dim the lights and hope that my computer doesn't explode. And then I'm going to stop the clock. Okay, the vector is not synchronized. Damn it. I got it the first time. Woohoo! All right, it is jam time. Microphone being muted. Goodbye.
He wants me to say it, damn it.
Well, that's all she wrote, kids. Nah, I'm going to discard this. I streamed it to Instagram also, and I think I'm just going to do it and just not save it ever. So, yeah, man, go a trance, dude. Like I said, I've said it before. It was my first, like, slap in the face, massive introduction to, like, pure electronic, high energy dance music. Somebody just sent me a random file on IRC in, like, 1996 or something. Or 1992, I want to say. And, like, yeah, it blew my mind. It was all synthy and lots of filters and lots of bloops and bleeps, and it was the greatest thing I think I had heard ever. And yeah, so I dove into that world hardcore, which leads you to like Spangle and Younger Brother and all of that, Twisted Records artists and stuff. So, and Ott, some of my favorites. So, anyways, hey, thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed, and I think it makes up for last week's lackluster effort, my opinion, purely. But, yeah. So, it worked. And I'll see you Sunday.